Hello and welcome to Ray's Reality Podcast. I hope you're listening or watching or something, because today's show is about ghosts. We're talking about ghosts and all the creatures thereof. Ghosts. Are they creatures? What are ghosts? Are ghost monsters?
Monsters that everybody's afraid of. Monsters. They're gonna get you. Or are they?
Or maybe not. So, nothing to be afraid of here. We're talking about ghosts today. Maybe some monsters. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it anyways. Kids, gather around and let's tell ghost stories and see who gets scared. Maybe I can scare you and make you frightened, and maybe not. Maybe we can talk about all the things ghosts. I'm a ghost whisperer. Not. That's stupid. Anyways, I want to talk about ghosts. You hear about ghosts. I was just actually talking with a kid not too long ago, and he was talking about ghosts. I talked about ghosts with our kids. We talk about ghosts all the time. Scary ghosts. Are all ghosts scary? Are ghosts friendly? Are they mean? What are ghosts? Well, we're going to talk about it. I don't know if I want to start with that right there. But, however, am I alone? Do you hear that? Did you hear that cracking, crickling noise? Did you hear voices? What did you hear? Nothing. You didn't hear anything because there's no such thing as ghosts. So, a lot of people, I know lots of people argue about this. Oh, ghosts. Let's talk about ghosts. Ghost stories. There's ghost stories all over the country. All over the world, we will talk about ghost stories. There are always somebody somewhere talking about ghost stories. And some ghost stories are surrounded by like different places, like buildings. Look at this building here. If you can't see it, it's just an old dilapidated building from back way many years ago. If this place here, this is right outside Naco, Mexico. I forget the name of this place. If this place could tell a ghost story, it would have lots of ghost stories to tell. This place, oh my gosh, it's got death written all over it. It's got ghosts. Look at all those ghosts. You see those ghosts running around the building all around the place? No, you don't. So we're going to talk about that and how things are and all that good fun stuff. So I messed up just a little bit right there, but that's all good. So we're going to talk about ghosts and ghost stories. We were out in, where were we? We were in Old Tombstone, Tombstone, Arizona. There's the wife and kids. Tombstone. Oh my gosh, you cannot get any more scary stories than that. They have the ghost stories of all ghost stories right there in Tombstone. This place here, it's known to be haunted, very well so. The Birdcage Theater there in Arizona, and Tombstone. And if we could talk about what other places can we think of that with the ghost stories of all ghost stories. Oh my gosh, the death and the ghosts that were surrounding these places. Look at that. What is that place? Can anybody tell me? Who is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? It's the Alamo. That is the Alamo. Somebody just said, that's where Ozzy Osbourne paid. Whatever. Sorry, I had to go there. But that place would tell stories for sure. Here's another place. This place here is an old cave. They used to dig their mine there. They mined, what was they mining for? Copper, I think is what it was there. That, if this place could talk, and if there was ghosts, you would definitely see them there. That is for sure. for sure, you would see ghosts and know about ghosts there, without a doubt. Just the whole situation. Ghosts. So, what is a ghost? I don't know. People think there's ghosts and, places are haunted. It's haunted by a ghost. There's ghosts living. They're walking the earth. And they're just all over the place, just walking amongst us. So, let's think about that for a second. Let's look at reality. We have to look at reality, and we have to think about reality for a second, because we just got to do a reality check. So here's one picture for you. Raise reality. We're gonna have a reality check here today, boys and girls, on ghosts. That's right. So ghosts are known to be all over the world. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they look something like this. Look at that. That's a mean demon ghost there. Look at that thing just going at it, trying to get my hand and rip it off. So that ghost is being annoying right now. So biting on my hand. Stop it. That's my co-host for the day. That's a ghost. It's a dog ghost that likes to bite your hand a lot. So ghosts are known to be all over the world, everywhere, and a lot of kids like to bring up ghosts because they're like, oh no, a ghost. Oh, there's a ghost. Oh, our house is haunted. Oh no, the lights flickered. Ah, the lights shut off. Oh no, it was a ghost. The chandelier moved. You can hear footsteps. You can hear walking. The floor creaked. The door opened by itself. Oh my gosh. All these. Did you hear that? That sounded like an evil chain of scary ghostness there. So for a fact that all that ghost stuff, when you heard it, it wasn't the dog either. What the heck are you doing, weirdo? Sorry for the interruption of a hacking dog. So she's playing too rough. She ate my finger. It's gone. Look. And you thought I was lying. I wasn't. Yeah, she bit it off. So anyways. Ha! Wait a minute. Now my finger's a ghost. Oh no, I have a ghost finger. Oh no. What shall I do? Break! It's back! Oh my gosh! Haha! So, I wanted to bring into reality ghosts. Talk about ghosts. There's no such thing as ghost. People, lots and lots and lots of people all over the world will argue this point very, very much so. They love to argue. There's ghosts. I know tons of people. It doesn't matter if what you believe in or anything else, but ghosts, they will fight you tooth and nail, but ghosts are real. Without a doubt, no problem, ghosts are real. So you will have it regardless. And they will fight you about it. They are just adamant about there are ghosts. Christian people will argue that they're ghosts. Now, I know biblically speaking, people will say, my belief, biblically speaking, on ghosts, there is no ghosts. God does not allow people, our souls, to walk the earth in the afterlife. It does not happen. Demons maybe, but you're not. You hear that demon there? See, this is I'm telling you. So, but the, demons are a different story altogether. And demons aren't ghosts, but demons are something, like I said, a completely different entity altogether. So we're not going to talk about demons, though. We're talking about ghosts. If ghosts did exist, first off, let me by just saying that since the beginning of time, since the beginning of Adam and Eve and beyond, oh my gosh, I can't even hold on one moment. Let me check that connection real quick. I am in the midst of all this. I'm looking something up. Let's see, I gotta learn to spell first. I can't do two things at one time. You hear that dog? Since okay, so there's I was trying to, I didn't want to steer you wrong because I was trying to remember numbers, and I want to make sure I was right on numbers with it all as far as it goes. In numbers and percentages, I'm big on that type of stuff, big time. So anyways, so since the beginning of time, since Adam and Eve, for the past 6,000 years that has gone by, there has been roughly 117 billion people on this earth. 117 billion people. Right now, at this particular time, on earth, living people, not dead people, living people, there are roughly almost, as of 2022, there's roughly right about 8 billion people on this earth. So that means since the beginning of time until now, 99 billion, or I'm sorry, that's not even right. Let me do my math, because 117 billion people, and then there's 8 billion people. So that means that, well, there'd be over 100 billion people that has died since the beginning of time. You know, so we're just going to go with that numbers. I'm not going to go with the exact numbers. And if you want to get crucial and get the calculator out, blah, 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 you go ahead and do that. But I'm just saying, since the beginning of time, there's been 117 billion people. Right now, there's 8 billion people on Earth. So over 100 billion people have died since the beginning of time. That being said, if there was ghosts walking the Earth, they'd be everywhere. Now, people say, no, that's not possible. There's only a couple people that lost their way. Well, according to Catholicism and Catholics, when you die, not all Catholics, but a majority of the Catholics, I know a friend of mine that's Catholic, I don't think he believes this, but however, I do know most all the Catholics I know, and those, you know, that they believe when you die, you don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell, you go to purgatory. You become a ghost. You're somewhere between heaven and hell. That would be earth, so purgatory would be earth. That's somewhere between heaven and hell. Yeah, so that's how I look at it, as earth are where we're living on earth right now. We're not in heaven and we're not in hell. We're on purgatory. We're on earth, where we live. So, but they think when you die and you go to purgatory, and then you can be prayed out of there to heaven. Boy, are they in for a big surprise. That's not the way it happens. That's not the way it is. If, like I said, if there was ghosts, they'd be all over the place. There'd be 15 ghosts right now in this room. They'd be everywhere. They'd be walking around everywhere outside. We would see them everywhere. Well, we can't see ghosts. You can't see ghosts. They make things happen. Well, if that's the case, then ghosts would be making the lights flicker constantly, and the power would be going off, and stuff would be moving, stuff would be floating through the air, just like, you know, and we'd be sitting there. So, you know, things would be hitting my ankle, and I'd be trying to figure it out, and, you know, we'd have stuff flying around, and because ghosts would be making all this stuff happen, and all this type of stuff. So the truth is that it's not happening. Now, everybody says, you know, well, nobody can, well, I saw a ghost. People can have things happen that they can't explain, but nobody can say they saw a ghost. Maybe in a dream, maybe they saw somebody in a dream, but, you know, my mother's not standing here before me, and I didn't see her. I seen her, I dream about her sometimes, and I dream about lots of loved ones that have passed on, but I didn't see a ghost. So I've actually had a dream where my mom was here as a ghost, but it was a dream, in my dreams. So And so that makes a huge difference. So, but when I have a child arguing with me that there's ghosts, and his parents are telling me, oh, there's such thing as ghosts, the kid's scared to death. And I'm not telling you this and saying this because I don't want you to be scared. I'm telling you this because it's truth. If there was ghosts, they'd be everywhere. They would be all over the place. Things would be happening all the time, and they'd be looking for the light, and they'd be going towards Florida, I think, all the time with all the sun there, right? So I don't know. Maybe they'd be bumping into lights outside like bugs. Wait a minute. Maybe bugs are ghosts, and they're just people in bug form. That's where that would explain all the billions of bugs we got, wouldn't it? Wait a minute. We're getting into something here. I'm going to have to become a scientist. And my theories. Theories. Anyways, so just, I wanted to throw it out there about ghosts. They're not real. God does not allow people after they die to roam the earth. Maybe if you're going to hell, it would be a wake-up call. But if you die and go to heaven, you will not be looking down on earth. You will not be roaming the earth as an angel. If God makes you an angel, that's one thing, but you have to have a strong, strong backbone to be an angel. Because if you think about all of the pain and the suffering and all the stuff that's going on here on earth, do you really think somebody in heaven would be able to handle that in heaven? There is no pain. There is no sorrow. There is no sadness in heaven. None of that exists in heaven. None of that exists. So you're not going to be able to see that. You're not going to be looking down on your loved ones. You're not going to be here, with your loved ones. You pass on to the afterlife. You either go to heaven or you go to hell. There is no in between. You have a choice. Heaven, hell. Pick one. That's it. Nobody gets lost in between. Nobody's wandering around the earth, lost because I couldn't find heaven. Where's it at? I couldn't find hell. No. God gives you a one-way ticket. You get a one-way ticket from God, and it's to hell or to heaven. It's your choice. You figure it out, and then you take that one-way trip. You don't get to stop at the bus stop. You don't get to stop at the train station. You're not hanging out with your ghostly friends at the bar. You're not hanging out the lake with your friends as a ghost. You're not roaming around with your family. Sorry to disappoint a lot of you people out there that think that your loved ones are walking around the earth, or they've been reincarnated to something else, which to me would be considered a ghost. So these things aren't happening. And it's one thing to have fun playing and telling ghost stories. I love ghost stories. I love a good ghost stories. I love a good ghost town. Tombstone, I can be honest with you though, when I was in Tombstone, I wanted to know the history. There's a lot, and tons and tons of death in Tombstone. If any place was to be haunted, it would be Tombstone. There is so many bad people that came out of there. There are so many people that have died in Tombstone, and it's a small town. And Tombstone used to be a town of over like 500,000 people or something. It was a huge town at one time. So it was massive. And they had a lot of people die there. Lots of people died. And they died in bad ways all over the streets, in the buildings. So, I find it funny when people have, a house, you have to, if you're selling a house, you have to disclose if it's haunted or not. Seriously? Seriously. I'm okay with that because I'm looking for a house. I'm thinking we're buying a house. I'm okay to buy a murder house, as people call it. Somebody that's been murdered in a house, I will buy that house in a heartbeat. Or if somebody has died in a house, I'd be happy to buy that house, not a problem. If it's haunted, I'll be happy to buy the house because I can tell you I'm never going to have problems with ghosts or anything. Never going to have issues with that because there's no such thing as that. Now, your imagination can get away from you, and you can freak yourself out, and you can believe whatever you want if you believe hard enough, on ignorance. But yeah, so it's not really going to happen. But to think that there's people running around and
monsters. Oh no. I just turned into a monster. What's going on? This isn't a monster. This wouldn't be a ghost. This would be more like I was possessed. But we can make it happy. Yeah, we could. But we're not.
We're just gonna be normal, regular old me, with no monsters or ghosts or anything else going on. So there you have it. That's kind of a short thing. But I just wanted to, I just thought it was funny because I wanted to talk about ghosts. And people are, like I said, very animate. They're like, they will swear up and down that there's ghosts. They've never seen one, but they did see one on TV, and that's all that matters. If you've seen a ghost on TV, then that's, you're good to go. I seen one on that ghost show. Yeah. All those ghost shows, it's funny because all of those ghost shows, they've every single one of them has always come up with the same thing. Nothing. They've made themselves scared and talked about scary stuff, and they made it look scary, but they never, ever, ever have come up with anything other than nothing. So that sounds good. It's fun to watch, to see them come up with nothing and how they get scared. And I love the close-up of their face and the snot coming out of their nose, and they're scared in a room. It's so cold in here and I smell cookies. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I think it's haunted. I don't see any ghosts, but oh no. It's haunted. I definitely feel a vibe in here. I definitely feel the presence of somebody. Oh no. What am I gonna do? A little snot coming out my nose. Oh, I gotta cry now for the TV. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh no, what are we to do? Oh no, did you hear that? That was just a dog. That's all it was. Anyways, that's what they do. I could turn the lights down here, and I could probably scare the living pants off of you right now by telling you a ghost story. I could make it real scary. I could change my voice again. I could have my voice just all kinds of different, scariness. So, but it's not real. It's not real. So, it's fun to talk about sometimes. I know when I went to when we were in Tombstone, every place you go, there's ghost stories everywhere. St. Petersburg, Florida, here, ghost stories. Every Halloween they have all these ghost stories. They have things, and you can go to the cemeteries around, and they talk about all the ghosts and they take you by the haunted places. New Orleans, we were in New Orleans, and they told you about all the ghost stories in New Orleans. But however, we didn't want ghost stories. We wanted the history of New Orleans. So we found somebody to tell us the history. We went on a tour of the city, and we got to know the history. Just like Tombstone, everybody wants to talk about the scarinesses. They want to talk about how about the ghost stories. We didn't want the ghost stories because that's all made up crap. We wanted to know the history of it. We were in Bisbee, Arizona. Cool little town Bisbee is. Like 15 miles from the Mexican border. I forget the name of the place right there. Not too far from Naco, actually, Mexico, where we went. But Bisbee, Arizona. There's another, I forget the name. There's another little town that's deserted. It's a ghost town there. It's deserted completely. It's a cool little place. And it's right down the street from Bisbee. But anyways, we're in Bisbee, and there's people there in Bisbee that have the ghost tours. There seems to be ghost tours in all towns, but they were talking about it, and it was really, interesting because we didn't want to know the ghost stories. We wanted to know about the history, and they talk about the death and all that stuff that comes with the history of the towns and the cities. That's part of it, the death. But there's no such thing as ghosts. So anyways, I just, this is probably a stupid little, podcast that I did, but I just wanted to go over it. I just wanted to say, hey, I don't believe in ghosts. There is no such thing as ghosts. If there was ghosts, there'd be literally millions and billions of ghosts walking around the earth, if there was such thing as ghosts, we would be bumping into them everywhere. They would be all over there'd be one sitting on each side of me right now if there was ghosts. I might even try to see if I can't maybe finagle some in there for you. So, with I don't have that. I have an app, but still, that's pretty cool. I can add stuff in like that. So, anyways, not that I'm gonna do it. I probably won't, but I'm just saying, you can add it. I can put a ghost into anything. I used to make it up all the time and put it online just to freak people out. So, anyways, that's my show. It's might have been small and boring, but that's what I'm going with. I really appreciate you watching, listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you soon, and see you soon, and have another podcast. Thanks and good night. Boo! Ha ha!